in this video there are several fabric types that I will demonstrate, which is a knitwear fabric and a stiff leather bustier and also a pretty soft drape, possibly silk trousers. Now I'm gonna start with the knitwear first, and at her neck area there's a detail which look pretty messy and hairy. Therefore make sure that you use the tip of the pen to get that effect. And also don't forget to define the clothes with the pen on the outline part to make it easier when you're coloring, and then start to fill in the surface and not leaving any white part behind. So I will be using two colors of brown, and the darker one will be for this knitwear top and the other brown will be red brown color that we will use on the bustier and also the trousers part. And I'm gonna start it to fill in the prints detail on the inside part of the bustier, which has a leopard detail in it, and we will use like a yellow orangey color on this print. And make sure that you add the detail of the prints before coloring it, because in my opinion it's always much easier to draw as detailed as we can before we color the whole things. And after finishing the yellow pattern on the clothes, we will start to fill in the base color, which is the red brown color. So I'm starting with the yellow because the yellow is lighter than the brown, so when you made a mistake with a lighter color, you can always cover with a darker color, but there is no way to do it the other way around, so make sure that always start it with the lightest color first. And since it is a pretty small detail, make sure you do it lightly and try not to overlap the yellow color that you already filled before. As we can see on the reference, actually the top bustier and also the trousers has the same pattern and also color, but the difference is the material. So the top bustier is stiff and it's leather, while the bottom part it's pretty soft and drapery on the body. And as for the sandals, it has the same color of the trousers, so make sure that you add the same copy color. And after that we will start to define the detail of the knitwear, and we're gonna use a white pencil color to define all the details, and make sure that the pencil is pointy and sharp enough to get the right effect. And beside the white pencil marker on this knitwear, we're gonna need a piece of sandpaper that we will use for the texture, and we need to trace them after we define the detail of the knitwear lines, and then that sandpaper will be used underneath the paper, and then we're gonna transfer it using the white pencil again, but this time you're gonna lay flat the pencil to trace the sandpaper texture. If you look closely, there is a small lines detail of knitwear, so you just need to follow the angle of her movement and not using a ruler to draw the line. As for the bustier part, because it is a leather fabric, so we can see there is a white cast effect in the middle part of the bustier, so use a white pencil to get the texture. And because there is also beads detail on the bustier, so make sure that you use a gel pen, a white gel pen, to add like small part to make it looks more shiny. After completing the beads, we're gonna work on the knitwear texture, so we're gonna use the sandpaper. So put the sandpaper underneath and place it just around the top, and then after that you can start to trace it with the side of the pencil. Lay it flat and then try to get the texture, the rough effect of the sandpaper. You might need to do it several times until you get the right texture, and if you think that is too much, you can always erase it with your eraser. And that will be our last steps to completing this look.